What's up, guys? It's me, Tackv, and welcome to a scary story. So today's scary story is brought to you by the Reddit page Scary Stories, and we're gonna talk about a scary story called "On My 13th Birthday." I'll find out how and when I die. So let's get into it. What do you hope it's gonna be? Grace asked me as we stopped on the hill, pulling up late dandelions. I don't know. Something easy, I guess. As long as I get to live long. I wouldn't even mind if it was an accident, I said. I placed a fistful of dandelions in the pouch of my skirt and hugged it into my belly. I hadn't put much thought into how I wanted to die, even though I would finally find out tomorrow, my 13th birthday. It felt like a rite of passage, like getting your first period, exciting and dreadful. I envied everyone older than me, like my sister, Amelia, who found out 2 years ago and wore the little charm bag around her neck as proof. She had never told me what it was, nor had any of my family, but there must be something powerful about knowing. Ever since she carried herself different, like a real woman. Grace's birthday wasn't for another 6 months, and I knew she'd be looking for me to answer her questions. I heard the quota hasn't been met for accidents this generation, she said, or different cancers or heart attacks. I wouldn't mind a heart attack, I said, as long as I was old. Do you know who the council is for you? She asked me. Nah, no one knows who the council is ahead of time. I know it'll be the elders, but then there will be another 3 people from town who make the decision. What if it's someone you know? She asked. That'll be a good thing, I said, ripping the lush yellow flower off the ground. Hopefully they give me something easy. Unless they didn't like me, that is. If I was on your council, I'd just kill you myself, she laughed. I stood up and shoved her spitefully. She dropped the edge of her skirt and let the dandelion's leaves tumble to the ground. Lacey! She shouted. I laughed. She rifled through the wreckage of blossoms. Here, she said, handing me the fluffy gray remains of one of the dandelions. Blow on it and wish for what you want. I forced all the air out, propelling the little iridescent tufts into the air. I wish it something good, I said. I ran up to the house in muddy bare feet, leaving a trail of yellow dandelion petals behind me. My mother stopped me before I came in. She looked down at my feet, but didn't say anything, since it was coming up to my birthday and she wasn't scolding me as much. Sort out whatever leaves you got and feed them to the chickens, she said, and clean your feet off before you come in. I sat on the ground, pulling the leaves off the finger-like roots. My mind couldn't help but wander. Grace had brought up a lot of things about my birthday that I hadn't thought about. How did the council decide what I was going to get? Would I really want to die in an accident? Would it be painful? What if I knew someone on the council? What if they hated me and gave me something terrible? That night I didn't sleep, which was expected. My mother and father let me stay up with them in their room. I sat next to Mama in bed, looking at the black charm bag she wore around her neck in the firelight. You never told me what you got, I said to her quietly. It's not something that needs to be spoken about, she said. It's not good to know how your mother will die. My father sat in a chair in the corner, poking the fire. You never told me how you were going to die neither, I said to him more forcefully. It doesn't matter, he said, still looking at the fire which illuminated the log. Vertical wrinkles next to his mouth. All that it matters is that it's no time soon, and I'll always be there for you. I sighed, unsatisfied, and pulled up the blanket. How does the council choose? I asked. They make it as fair as possible, Mama said. They look at the quota for each generation and the life expectancy overall and try to make it balance out for everyone. I hope I never have to be on anyone's council, I said. It sounds bad. You'd probably be one day, Papa said from the corner of the room. I eventually fell into a fitful sleep in front of the fire. I woke up every few hours, fretting about what the morning would bring. By the time dawn came, my insides felt electric with worry, like I had swallowed lightning bugs. You should have a good feeling about this, Mama said as she brushed and braided my hair. You're about to be a big girl now, a real lady. Papa came into the kitchen and put on his jacket and hat. You're leaving? I asked him. Aren't you gonna be there for my birthday? I asked. Shh, he said. I'll be here when you get back. You can't go in with you anyways. Papa left and Mama dressed me in a long red dress and walked me to the barn at the edge of the town where it would take place. She didn't speak. Please come with me, I begged her as we approached the barn. It's not gonna turn out good if you don't come in with me. Lacey, you know I can't. She said, you're a big girl now. You gotta do it by yourself. It's just how it is done. She steadied my shoulders and I turned to walk into the barn. I peeled away the door and cast light onto the circle of elders that sat inside, raised on hay bales. Many of them had long, gray, braided hair and looked at me with a soft focus. Before them sat 3 members of the council. 2 were men from the town that I didn't know, but in the middle was my father. Papa? I whispered. I was confused. Was he on the council? Lacey Brewer, one of the elders, spoke. A council has convened to determine the manner and timing of your death, in line with the keeping of our community. Would the foreman please approach? My father stood and approached me. Twisted shadows were thrown all down his long, wan face. He stopped down to my level and held out the black flannel charm bag and the slip of paper. I'm so sorry, Lacey, he said. You may read the decision, one of the elders said to me. I carefully unfurled the slip of paper, looking at each of the ink letters. Cause, breast cancer, age, 19. I stifled my tears, letting out hiccups in the back of my throat instead. Does this mean I can't have my own family and all? I asked my elders. My voice was barely a whisper. That's not for us to say, baby, one of them said. One of them said, pitying me. We only control the deaths. I nodded. I curled the paper up and put it in the black charm bag, and then I tied it around my neck. Whoa. That is so creepy. Like knowing when you're gonna die and how. That is so creepy. That's my review. It's so creepy. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that story, be sure to leave a like, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1K subs. If I get there, I will play a horror game. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye bye.